Now it's time to press buttons and talk with Manky and ProZD.
Andy has a tiny head sweatband. Is that what it is?
I think that's what that's supposed
It's
to
like
be.
a sweat strap.
And it won't catch any sweat?
He does not sweat very much.
Yeah.
So Jim's gone from him and shot him dead.
Sorry, the timer, friend?
No, we're just gonna fill this one out.
Mess up the files, make it look like you committed that
It's when you move Jim's body, so he was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters. His body was hiding. The bloody letters. And it will be by his final words. Okay.
Why don't you press that last part?
I'll press
Hold
this
it!
one.
Why do you think that the killer didn't notice the bloody letters?
The body was covering it quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how he missed it. But judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much for your detective to miss something.
Fuck you. Who do you think you are? You know nothing.
Portsman.
Oh, I'm Detective Dick Gumshoe.
Hey, nice to meet you. Do you have Facebook?
Yeah, actually, you can add me on Twitter.
Maybe later.
It's Gummy Bear.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
Yeah, it's I was proud I managed to grab that. You know nothing about me, pal, except my Twitter handle and what I do and my name now.
There's a lot a person can understand about another from first impressions alone.
I can't say I disagree with him on that point.
Why? Just jump to your side real quick. Why don't you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth.
Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the gummy bear to be the culprit. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I can prove it with evidence.
Still didn't follow me back, sir. I mean, I see you're active on Twitter.
I couldn't ask for a better setup. For the game-finishing spike. We're at sports. Ha! Sportsman!
Oh,
That's me!
That's why.
So,
By his final
Hold
words
it.
that...
are you saying that those letters were intended for you?
Yup, Jim was an outstanding detective. I would expect no less from my former partner.
You have to be a great detective to pull off a stunt like
It
that.
looks like Mr. Portsman still doesn't understand. He has yet to figure out the true meaning behind the bloody letters.
Bloody letters.
What are you sputtering over there? Can't you just admit my logic is perfectly sound?
Actually, there's a gigantic flaw in his logic. A gap so wide that even the good detective can spot it. Now to clue Mr. Portsman in.
Okay, where is this? What do we have even?
We got our badge. Present
Okay,
that.
so
one of
one
the
of-
files was stolen by the culprit.
All right.
Each one of these, there's a
safe.
safe. The body was found at 2:05 a.m.
Okay.
There's a
Wait, you stole Jim's gun from him. Is it something about that?
yeah, because who has these? Isn't it detectives?
Yeah, so Gumshoe would have his own,
He would have
right?
his own gun. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty sure that's it.
Okay. Let me try that.
Objection!
No.
It would behoove you to boo boo boo. It would behoove you.
It would behoove you to boo boo boo. I guess since I've beaten the game, I can skip text now, so that's cool.
Oh, okay. You stole Jim's. It must be about the
Gumshoe not-
letters or something, because he was like, it's even the detective can see.
Yeah, it sounded like it was obvious.
Move the body.
Thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding.
It'll be by his final words.
And I'll be by his
Oh,
final
wait, hold
words.
on. Go to the. Is there like a picture of the files or something?
Yeah, this is down here. So allegedly his body was hiding, or one of the files that was written in blood was stolen by the culprit. Wait, so if the culprit...
Check them. Press check.
Oh, interesting. So
Yeah, they were right there.
Oh, yeah, if this is where they died...
Then the files are clearly in sight.
Okay,
Wait, go back. Go back.
oh, wait, his body...
Go back to the previous statement. Yeah, Jim's body was in front of the bookshelf.
Oh, yeah.
No, not this part.
Oh.
Next part. Thanks to
Thanks
that,
to
you
you.
didn't notice the bloody letters, but it was at the side of him, you big, stupid,
Oh, okay.
dumb portsman. Objection! Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there is a serious flaw in your logic.
Bringing a bit of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem. I'm game.
I can't help but find it odd.
Excuse me?
Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office.
What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking. I get it.
I don't...
If you have the time to laugh, then you have the time to take another, closer look at this. Do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file?
Wait, my name's not Gumho.
Your... What? That's impossible!
What's Gumho?
What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? What's impossible, Mr.
Must have
Portsman?
been Detective Gumho. He lives next door.
Nothing.
The files on that shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines. Objection!
Oh, he gets
It's
an
possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder! I didn't know I had one of those clips! I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on.
Yes, we're for a rando to get an objection.
Yeah, I guess because he's a prosecutor?
Yeah, maybe.
The missing letters in the detective's name where the file should be is proof.
Yeah. I mean, the S is gone and there's only half an H. Detective Gumho must
I'm
have
not
done it.
Detective Gumho.
Gumho?
If Detective Gumho really was the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files.
Gumho kills people all the time.
That's why he's in prison with Waffle Cop, or whichever one was the bad one.
Yeah, it was Waffles.
Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood.
Did a ghost punch you? What happened? Which means, what exactly? What does that make this dying message?
It makes it the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene.
Holy shit, you can't do that.
Sorry, gotta go
Rule number 7, it's posted right there. That's so low. I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir.
You know, Wright called me crazy for making those rules, but they are all applying this very night.
This is perfect. I'm gonna go get him, sir. You'll see. I'm gonna have them under arrest in no time.
Well, Mr. Portsman?
Brilliant! Absolutely splendid.
I was just trolling you guys.
Logic deserving of Olympic gold like me. Well, I won bronze. I didn't win bronze either.
I barely made qualifications. I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed.
Is that filled with chocolate?
Yeah. Meh, you win some and you lose some. That's how life goes.
I'm just gonna start wearing a gold medal around. That's my thing. Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive.
But you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up, however. Sometimes, like, the sentence starts, and you're like, what is the intent of this line?
The cadence is
and
not
it's like, that's
clear.
not what I thought it was gonna be.
Well, what is it this time? Why did you say that with such an odd cadence, like you were gonna follow it up with something, and then you just stopped? Are you still after me, pal?
No, I lost you. Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office?
That would be me. Dick Gumshoe. Gummy bear. But Mr. Edgeworth just proved that I'm innocent, pal. Whoa, that was cool. You're like a sim. Whoa,
A sim? What?
because they spin around when they change clothes.
That's absolutely... Ravana! Krashuna! That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence.
Then why do I sense that you still have something to say?
Pulamar. Yo.
Crest! Bashuna!
Okay, what are you doing, dude?
Well, I was thinking, did you know there is one other person with a key to this office?
One other person?
Look! Hey, you there!
Yes, sir. Oh, what is it, sir? Actually, it can be him.
Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me?
A lady?
The girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness.
Security? Did you say security? No, stop it, pal. Don't.
What's wrong with him all of a sudden?
I believe she needs no introduction. I have called upon Ms. Maggie Bird, a member of security.
I forgot what she sounds like again. Because I do a different thing every time.
One.
Okay.
It's like this kind of nasally.
Detective Gumshoe.
Not that nasally.
Not that nasally.
Not
A little
nasal.
Too Billy McMath.
Yeah.
Detective Gumshoe, sir.
That's about right. Maggie!
This is awkward.
Ms. Bird is the security guard on watch tonight.
I see. And your point is?
My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building. What? If you are not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Ms. Bird.
How dare you? I would never sneak into someone's room.
That's right. I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, pal. It was me. That's right, I did it.
Oh, cool. Go to jail.
Can we take that as a confession, detective?
Go for it.
Well, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. So, yeah, it was me. If it was, you'd have no problems with that, right?
Please refrain from flying off the handle, detective. There's no need for such theatrics.
Krashuna! Listen to your boss, detective. He understands what I'm saying here.
Really like putting on that coat and taking
it's
it
kind of
off.
hot, and it's like, oh, it's, you know what? Sometimes you're like, it's hot, oh, but I'm kind of cold again. Anyway, that girl is the only one who could have committed the crime, and for one simple reason.
Are you broken?
Jot Portson.
Am I on drugs? What the fuck is going on?
It's pretty stuck into your room. What was that part?
What is? Are you guys seeing this? This is not normal.
Using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Ms. Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all that more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message.
You're a slut for gossip, aren't you? Jesus, that's not your business.
Listen, that's true, detective, but really not the right topic right now. So you're... Fuck my microphone! So you're saying she used the master key.
Like in Zelda. You must see the boss
key, actually.
Yeah, well...
Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say?
And that's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well.
That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me. Well, I've actually never played a sport, but I've watched them sometimes.
I wonder if there was anyone else other than Ms. Bird who could have used the master key. It seems that the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give me more details is to press him.
I remember that from old video games.
Press him.
I like the aesthetic of sports, but I don't really do them.
Okay.
I'm like a sports kin.
Let's press, I guess.
It's pretty obvious that Mr. Bird snuck in your room using the master key. Did she really?
Hold it!
True?
Are you sure Ms. Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key?
There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight, she's it. Isn't that right, Ms. Bird?
That's, true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir.
Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean?
Yes, moving on. I hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated.
What do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal.
But you can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time.
Should I hear Ms. Bird? Yes.
Yeah.
Not so fast. I, too, am interested in hearing what Ms. Bird has to say.
Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies.
You don't decide everything that happens.
I'll be the judge of that. Ms. Bird, if you please.
You're not God. You don't just... I discovered that the master key was missing at around 1 a.m. I am, sir.
Does it say I am?
It says 1 a.m., but it looks like...
What do you mean by I am?
I am what I am. I am thou and thou art I.
The Bible? Or, well, persona?
Did it say I am what I am?
What do you mean by missing?
As in, it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it.
Mr. Portsman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony. Don't you?
I can't believe that someone like you would be taken in by such words. It's hot, it's cold.
I'm not lying, sir.
Objection! If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now.
I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir.
Ha! A likely story. And where's your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again. That was in quotes, by the way.
I never lose things. That's my principle. That's my character thing. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. Yeah, pal, trust me, you don't want to test just how bad her luck is.
Get back over here.
I'm on his side. I'm kind of.
Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive.
He's making some pretty bold claims.
Like
I'm kind of coming around to him.
Where Brick
Oh yeah,
joins
Brick's
us. Get back over here.
Brick.
Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth.
Ugh. But you still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office.
Her motive? Didn't we already establish that it was theft?
That's a good point, actually.
I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe.
It is as Mr. Portsman says, Detective. I can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards a motive of theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own.
Punch him in the face.
Punch him in the
face.
Punch him in the
dick.
boob. Punch him in the shoulder.
The mess up shelves, it's though.
So it's because only prosecutors know about the safe.
Oh, yeah.
Check it real quick.
Secret safe, I think it says that.
Only they know. Of them. Not security.
Who told her about a safe?
Tisku, tisku, tisku.
Now everyone fucking knows, apparently.
Well, that's kind of a problem, but do you wish to continue insisting that Ms. Bird was set on stealing something?
Why not? It's the truth, after all.
I'm cold.
It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway.
If you're cold, why did you take off?
I'm hot again.
That may be. It's like a baby.
I'm hot again.
But you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe.
I'm hungry.
May cause hotness in Portsmouth's, the existence of which is only privy to prosecutors.
Wow! Ghost punch!
I find it a little hard to believe that you were punched by a ghost. That's just a guilty motion there, and that a hidden safe was a part of her cunning plan.
But she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything else upside down.
I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted.
He really did not think about this very hard. Maybe next time he'll eat his little medal and swallow that down.
What do the Sims say when they eat something?
I don't remember. It's been so long.
Maguna!
That's what they say before they devour a burger.
Maguna!